info, whatever. Caller 10, these are yours, Static X and 7 Dust here in Cleveland. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
The Alan Cox Show.
Podcast anytime on our iHeartRadio app.
Ooh, what's a podcast?
Like a TV show, but without the pictures.
Baby, that's called radio. What you're describing is radio.
And live on the radio weekday afternoons.
On 100.7 WMMS.
Well, our long national nightmare is over. You don't need to have your vaccination card anymore.
Whoa.
Anybody still carrying their vaccination card around?
Mine's in my purse, yeah.
It's laminated. They were selling those plastic sleeves for a while that you put it in.
I don't even know where mine is.
That's a relic of the past now. I've got mine in my backpack.
I got mine right in my wallet.
Not that anybody's asked for it in 2 years, but I mean, it's...
Wait, what do you mean we don't need it anymore?
Well, for a long time, you had to show it at certain places. You don't need it anymore. So
like
now it's
across the country, they're like,
yeah,
no
it's
more.
just something at this point, it's something you'll put in a scrapbook. You know, for a while, like right after when the vaccine started and the masks were going away, in the early days of kind of semi-post-pandemic, you know, if you were going to a restaurant or something, you had to have your Vax card, or if you were going to a movie theater,
concerts, stuff like that.
They're not giving them out anymore, and you know why?
Nanobits.
Nanoparticles, because of that.
They already know the trackers are on.
Yep, that thing that we aired earlier. They don't need them anymore. They know where we are now.
I got asked for my Vax card one time. I was playing a comedy club in San Francisco. And they would not let me in without showing them my Vax card and my ID. And I was like, I'm on the show. And they're like, doesn't matter. If you don't have it on you, you can't come in, you can't perform. I was like, okay, that's the only place.
So what'd you do?
A few times.
I had it. I showed it to him, but that's the only place that ever asked me.
I had to show it a few times just around here. Different shows. Restaurants.
Bill had to show it for a while to have sex.
Whoa.
Girls were not screwing
Different
around.
vaccine, Alan.
Girls were not screwing around. They wanted to know if you had your papers. So you don't need it. For a while, you had to have it if you wanted to get booster shots. But now that the EAS,
What if you wanted booster chairs or like a booster seat? Do you have to have a card for that?
You don't.
For them to
Nope.
approve
You
it?
could walk in and you can say, hey, I have a small child with me, and then they'll bring one up to you, and then you abscond with it. You just run out of the place holding on to your ill-gotten booster chair. Most countries, including the United States, no longer require proof of vaccination to enter. However, remember, you must still check your Pez dispensers from overseas with customs.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just have to give them your age because they're still doing boosters and things like that. And, you know, if you don't have to have your card. So it's, you know, something you can put in your pandemic scrapbook. Oh, man, remember 2020 through, let's say, the rest of time?
Yeah, I do.
What a good time. So, yeah, you don't need those anymore.
What would go in your pandemic scrapbook? Mine would be probably, I don't know, my dad's obituary, maybe a mask.
Well, you shouldn't have been able to go first because no one's going to beat your dad's obituary.
How am I going to top that? I mean, my dad also has an obituary from the COVID times.
See?
But yeah.
That was post-COVID.
Still had to wear a mask. June of 2022, still had to wear a mask.
They made you wear a mask?
Hell yeah, all day long.
That's wild.
Yep. So anyway, aside from Mary and I and the Dead Dad Club, what else is going to be in somebody's? I don't know, but at least professionally, our experience was very different because we were coming into work every day. I mean, Mary wasn't on the road, but I mean, professionally, didn't change.
It was really nice, actually.
So going to work and coming back was all it was.
Having somewhere to go every day. I was talking to Brian about that the other day because we just got that scale. And I was saying how before my dad died.
How's that going?
The scale? I've lost 0.8 pounds in one
job.
week. Look
You
at me
did
go.
it.
Could have been a poop. Who knows?
Next album title.
Could have been a poop.
And let's hope they're a little heavier than that maybe next time.
Before my dad died, so let's talk pandemic, March of 2020 to December of 2020. Some of the best times of my life. I was working out twice a day, coming into work, I was new on TikTok and doing stuff on Instagram, feeling super creative, in the best shape of my life, cooking at home. Like, those days were not that bad.
Well, that's what a lot of people found. I mean, if you were fortunate enough to not have it like impact you financially that much,
Right.
I mean, you know, people were like, "Oh, I'm baking bread" or all that crap. I mean, but I was still working every day.
Yeah.
I still left for work every day. I didn't have a hobby. I have a hobby now.
Yeah, I was
I have
like,
a pandemic hobby.
I was going for like an hour walk in the mornings, hour and a half walk, because we couldn't go anywhere. Nothing was open. You go to the grocery store, there's nowhere else to go. So I would like go for long walks in the morning and then come into work and then go home and work out again because there was nothing to do. Cook myself a healthy dinner.
2-a-days. Look at
Yeah,
you.
dude, I was killing it. I had abs. I was looking back at pictures from it. Brian's like, why can't you get back to that? I'm like, I'm too busy now.
Why can't you get back to that?
How am I going to sleep till noon and go for a walk? You out of your
Honey,
mind?
I want you at home more. I just miss you too much. I can't have you out there on the road eating Hardee's and Jack in the Box and Wahlburgers. You got to get back out there and get your steps in. Honey, I'm only concerned. We went to the a podcast, the live This Is Important, which is the Workaholics guys, on a Friday night last week. And met him after, took a couple of pictures. And my older daughter texts me and goes, "Oh my God, do you know Adam Devine?" And I go, "Well, he said he really wanted my beard." I've spoken to him a couple of times over the course of the last decade or so. And I go, "Are you watching Workaholics?" And she's like, "No, Pitch Perfect." Because my daughter's in the College of Music.
Yeah, she's a...
I go, "Oh, right." See, I despise those movies so much. I didn't know.
Because of your daughter? That's so harsh.
See me after the show. By the way.
Pretty rude.
That was really more
I'm
of a
conflicted too.
That
How do you
was
think
really more of a shut up, Bill.
How do you think I feel? Shut up, Bill. I'll tell you. But I forgot / didn't know that he was in those movies.
He's like the main guy.
He sings?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I only saw the first one, and I despised it so deeply that I was like,
I liked them. I thought they were cute.
terrible, 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 terrible movies.
You tell me all the time to let horror movies be what they are. Let movies like that just be what it is.
Well, they are what they are. I can't change what they are, which is terrible.
right. So
Right.
let it be bad.
I get
It's
it.
not for you.
It's not for me. But it could have been. I mean, you don't know until you watch it. I could have loved that movie. But anyway, so I was like, she was like, "Oh, haha, no, he's in Pitch Perfect." Oh, okay. Well, he said he would love to have my beard.
Was he
what he
referring
said.
to Gwen?
Is he trying to...
Shut up, Mary.
That's a good one.
Yeah, he certainly was. No, see, Gwen's always like everybody loves her. So it's like, I'm just there, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Nothing I can do about that.
We love you, Alan.
Shut up, Bill.
That was really more of a see me after the show.
I mean, you're twisting my mind into a pretzel. I can't tell anymore.
I can't help that your mind's so easily twisted.
Malleable.
Mm-hmm.
Like Keith Sweat up in this piece. Toys R Us is coming back. Now, they made a big deal about how Toys R Us was going away because Amazon had rendered these brick and mortar toy stores obsolete. Toys R Us couldn't keep the lights on. Now they're coming back and they're like building huge stores for it's all made up. When people talk about the economy, it's all made up. It's all made up.
Yeah.
It's just numbers flying through the air. Toys R Us's parent company plans to open as many as 24 new stores in the United States in 2024.
Are they going to be big,
Like 2 a
giant
month.
stores like they were doing before? Man, I love Toys R Us back in the day. It was so great.
I'll tell you what it is, and it's kind of weird
They got to
because
keep those Chinese kids working.
they kind of keep the Chinese. You need those tiny hands with those fine motor skills.
That giraffe's bored. He's in retirement. He's ready to come back.
Well, it's not. It's kind of
Not
that.
the original giraffe either. That giraffe is dead.
Jeffrey's long gone,
Mhm.
but that malls are kind of coming back.
I have been telling you guys for 94 years that malls never went away.
No, You've been talking about how Great Northern has a lot of people in it, which
No,
they do.
South
That does
Park,
not
first of all.
That does not mean that.
Second of all,
No, Great Northern is the one that I go to, and then once a year I come in here dumbfounded that there's so many people.
and I try to tell you guys.
I know, but that
there
doesn't
are
mean.
always people at malls.
But malls, very distinctly, have been having a very, very hard time. Hence my
I
shock.
don't believe it.
Well, they're coming back.
They never went.
You don't come back if you never went away.
Exactly. Don't call
They're
it a comeback. God, it's like
They're
you don't know
calling
anything.
it a comeback. They're putting Toys R Us stores in airports. They're putting them on cruise ships. They're going to open it. So maybe it's that. A couple of them are going in malls.
Is Build-A-Bear still around?
Airports are the new malls now. Because, yeah, Build-A-Bear is. There's one when we went to last summer. We went to, we were in Chicago. There's one at Navy Pier.
Okay,
And we got our daughter a bear from there.
It was such a big deal when I was a kid. I didn't know if they were still around.
They're still around.
I had my bear named Terrell. I'm sure my mom has it.
Your bear was Terrell.
His name was Terrell.
Yeah.
Did you name him or was that the name on the bear?
What do you think?
I'm just asking.
I named him. Of course I did. He had a little LeBron James jersey on.
Why did you name him Terrell? Were you a big Terrell Owens fan or?
No, I just...
Who is Terrell Owens?
He's a basketball player.
No.
Nailed it.
Football player?
Yeah.
Yeah. Played for an Ohio team, I believe.
For a little bit, yeah.
The Cincinnati
Come on, you got this.
Bengals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Best sports talker.
Best sports talker in Cleveland.
Can't be stopped.
Mm-hmm. Anywho, so you landed on Terrell for your bear. Now, how did you deck your bear out? I'm curious. How old were you?
29. Actually.
No, I was in either 8th grade or 9th grade. No, definitely.
So you'd be
8th
like
grade.
14, 15 years old.
Not at 8th grade. You're not 14.
Aren't you 14 in the 8th grade?
Yeah.
I was 15 when I was a freshman in high school.
I thought you were 12 or 13.
No,
I
that's
thought
like
you start high
6th
school when
grade.
you're 14. Okay. Well, then, yeah. He just had all I could afford was.
So you were old enough to not care about Build-A-Bears.
But I was also gay, and I went with a bunch of girls, and they were all getting a bear, and I felt left out.
But you weren't out yet.
It didn't matter.
But he still.
I was hanging out with a bunch of girls.
Listen, he was being himself for. That was a big day for him.
All of my friends were
But what
girls.
does being gay have to do with being 14 and
Ride
getting a
teddy
Build-A-Bear?
Well, I'm saying I was at that time, even though I was in the closet, most of my friends growing up were girls. I had a few guy friends, close guy friends, maybe even
But
a
what does
guy
that
best
have
friend.
to do with being 14 and getting a teddy bear?
Because the girls did girl stuff. When they
But
said,
why did you have to get one with them?
because I felt left out. They were like, Cody, we're going to the mall. You should
Because
come
they're not
with.
cheap.
I know. They were like, Cody, we're going to the mall. You should come with. And I was like, okay, I'll come with. And then they had a Build-A-Bear workshop. And they're like, oh, I'm totally getting a bear. And everyone else was getting a bear. And they got to, stuff it and do the whole process. They get to rub the heart and put it inside. I was like, man, I want a bear. And all I had was like $20. And I think I did make a bear for $20. I made the bear.
I thought the base bear was like $35.
This was back in 2006, 2007, something like that.
That's not that long ago. Anyway, but that wasn't the only. I'm trying to set the scene here. That wasn't the only store you went to. You're going to the mall.
Yeah, I would.
So why not? Why spend your money there?
Because I wanted a bear. They had,
Which brings me back to my original
Screaming.
question: why were you 14 and wanted a bear?
Because he was gay and with a bunch of girls.
What does being gay have to do with
Gay
it?
guys like bears. I don't know.
Yeah, that's like one of their main categories.
Not that kind of bear, Mary.
I wanted a bear, but I was going to make him as butch as possible. But I could only afford a shirt for him. I got him a LeBron James jersey. So his name was Terrell. He had a LeBron James jersey. He was Donald Duck in it because he didn't have any.
You couldn't afford pants.
No, couldn't afford pants or any other accessories. They had little watches and sunglasses and all that type of stuff. So
It's one of our many gay categories. We have our bears, our queens, our daddies, our sugar caddies, our maple smoked sausage patties, our Belgian waffles, and of course our six tops. Fun fact, those last four are just things that are in this room. But you believed me because you are stupid.
Wow, and what, pray tell, are you?
I'm a soft butch.
Where is Terrell now?
I think my mom has him.
You just cast him aside. He was just a.
The fact that it still exists is pretty impressive to me.
I
Well,
know
it's
I
going to be
didn't-
somewhere, but I mean, he was just a pawn in your efforts to fit in.
I know I didn't tear him up because there was a time where I was like, for whatever reason, I wanted to dissect him because I was like, I want that heart. Like I put the heart.
That's
in
not
there.
psycho-y at all.
Something crazy, dude.
Yeah.
But I know I put a heart in there, and then
Give me the heart.
I wanted it back for some reason, but I don't think my mom let me.
Wanted it back for some reason.
Yeah, she knew you were going to tear it apart.
Yeah, so my mom took it. My mom has a bunch of bears, and we each had a bear as a kid. My brother got, I think, the Elvis. Oh, we both had Elvis bears. One was like a blue leather outfit and had blue suede shoes.
That's
yeah,
suede.
blue suede, yeah.
And then mine was like a white outfit with the little cape and whatever, and he would dance.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
So she had a collection
Was
of
it
bears.
a fat Elvis era bear? Did you put extra stuffing in it, like 1979 Elvis, or?
I don't remember I don't remember what he looked like, but it danced. So that was with her collection of Beanie Babies. She had bears
I
and
would
Beanie Babies.
strategically walk through the mall so we didn't go past Build-A-Bear when my kids were little, because if they saw it, they wanted one, and I couldn't afford to get 3 bears.
Yeah.
Because you can't just get one kid a bear. They're not all going to share a bear. And 3 bears, and they're going to want all the accessories. You're going to spend over $100. And I didn't have
So
that.
you kept them from walking past the Build-A-Bear? You're such a bad dad, Bill.
That may be a good dad, because then they had heat and electricity.
But they don't have
Every
their
parent
bear.
steers their kid around a store.
Yeah.
Ours is unavoidable when we go to the mall because it's the first one on the way in, that Learning Express. As soon as you walk in South Park Mall, it's right there on the left.
Why don't you go through another entrance? Go in through Penny's or something.
We could do that. But she knows that it's there.
Yeah.
She knows it's there. If I'm really
they
good,
know
can I
that-
get a toy?
Is that where you get like the poppets and things
It's
like
got
that? And-
everything.
Yeah.
I would just try and get them to Claire's, because you get enough stuff to make them happy at Claire's that they were going to be, and it was cheap. It's all garbage.
I was
but
gonna say,
they,
it's
they
like
get a lot for
The
little.
kitchen sink now at
Yeah.
Claire's, everything. Poundcake, you going to watch the Build-A-Bear documentary that's out?
No.
Oh. It's called Unstuffed.
We walked into the store and they didn't have what they said on the sign. When she said,
Maxine, these are so easy, we could make them.
she meant go home and make a bear in our craft room.
She had the idea
There's a place where
from
you
there.
can go and you can make your own teddy bear.
Welcome to
Is
Build
that John Lovitz?
I don't know. Play it again.
Bear.
Have you ever been into a store where you can make best friends?
I was like, this is gonna be big.
If you build it, they will come.
Everybody, wave your bears in the air.
Little Build-A-Bear virtually shut down all the malls in the United States.
Thousands of people across the country stood in line for hours, all for stuffed animals.
How hot is this toy right now?
How many times have we been to Build-A-Bear?
Yeah, that's like Cabbage Patch Kids,
Yeah.
the Build-A-Bear thing. It sounded like John Lovitz.
There's a place where you can go and you can make your own teddy bear.
Yeah, it's Lovitz. Yeah, see? So, okay. There you go.
He's losing his bear mind.
Mm-hmm. Elvis died in 1977. Sorry, I thought he was still alive in 1979.
Elvis is dead?
Which one should I go with? Bill, see me after the show, will you?
Thank you.
Yeah. Now I have to mentally flip a coin now.
I think
Tell
there's-
Mary to come on out to Chapel Hill Mall and tell me what she thinks.
Aw, poor Chapel Hill Mall.
Don't tell me what to do.
That was the mall I used to go to when I was in
North
college.
Don't
Olmsted's
mall shame,
got a lot
Mary.
of empty stores, too.
I just think everybody should just shut up. That's what I think.
Where is Midway Mall still a thing? I haven't been here
No.
forever.
Shame.
How do you know?
It's not.
Shame.
Just
Or if there's any stores.
Mary's the mallologist of the group.
malologist.
Malls never went away, according to Mary.
Midway Mall was like, it was depressing. Like, because you wanted,
I know you're in Lorraine.
it's in Elyria, actually.
Lorraine County, whatever.
But like when you walk through, you feel compelled to buy because you're like, these people need they need a sale. Like their rent and the livelihood of their kids depend on this sale right here. They're like, please buy a cell phone case, man. I'm like, ugh, got to. Like it's bad when a Taco Bell
Bro,
closes
this
down.
cell phone case is for a razor.
Honestly, yeah, it's like it's bad when like a Taco Bell, like these hot, nice or these popular franchise restaurants closes down in your food court. Like, you couldn't keep a Taco Bell open.
You couldn't keep a Taco Bell open. What a day. Yeah, well, what do you? Was it going to Tower City in the last days of the theater there?
I used
Like,
to.
holy
I
Christ.
went to that theater exactly one time,
We went on a field trip
and it was
once.
great because it was. I was on a date there, and we messed around because no one was in.
Yeah, I saw one movie too. Like right before they closed, I saw a Nicolas Cage movie called Color Out of Space. That was great. I saw it on a Sunday afternoon, and there were like 2 other people. Granted, the movie was kind of off the beaten path, but there was nobody there.
You never topped anybody off in a movie theater, Mary?
Nope.
You absolutely have.
No, I have not. I made out with a guy one time. He made me, he basically pulled me onto his lap. And then I ended up dating his best friend after that.
Hansel and Gretel,
Open
I saw
mouth.
that. And that was the first time someone actually pulled the whole popcorn trick on me.
I like cream pies. All right. I got to go to the bathroom.
They don't serve
People came
those.
all over me.
You got to bring your own.
Oh, boy. What's that, Marcel?
That is gross.
Thank you. You're right. I've got to take a break. Hey, I'll have those Bullet from a Valentine tickets for you. They're back on the road and coming to Cleveland. So if you dig those guys, bringing some other bands with them. I'll have those after the break. 35192 to text. Another $1,000 at 4:30. Listen for those keywords for the Buzz.